was kind of complaining to the Lord, just wondering after, months and really feeling robbed of the enemy, by the enemy, of time, of energy, of momentum. And yet I know God was in it. Bobby and I have this running joke. I like things big. And I like things bigger and better than what most people probably look for or expect. I like to believe, for the best. And so that's kind of how I view life is I want the biggest and the best, not in a selfish way, but I just know my God and what he's capable of. And so as I was looking in my own journey this last year, when I feel like, emotionally and physically and even spiritually, God, where am I? And then I kind of joked and I said, but I mean, you know me, I like the biggest and the best. And he stopped me immediately. And he spoke to me and I wrote it down. He said, Wanda, why do you think I walked you through this entire last year? Why do you think you endured the most difficult year of your life? I've been investing in your future. Don't you know that what lies ahead is bigger and better than you can comprehend? I mean, it so took me aback because I knew it was his heart. And I know that that's not just a word from me. I am one of so many who have gone through similar hardships and trials and tests in the past couple of years. Times where our faith has been tested, where we feel like, man, I don't know if I can go on. You feel like you've lost, and certainly with the virus and everything, I mean, literally people have lost loved ones, lost income. And so, God, what are you doing? And, it's just, I pondered how big God is and that he does not call us to endure without cause. There is a reason. And as I was pondering that, he actually led me to Hebrews and then to a word. And I posted it today on my blog. And I want to share it with you because this is going to encourage, especially those of you who are looking into a future year and wondering what in the world does it hold, considering what we've been through. And Hebrews, I love the book of Hebrews because it talks about our faith and how important our faith is. And it's critical to the Lord. But he drew me to these two passages, especially in Hebrews 10:35. Says, therefore, do not throw away your confidence, which has a great reward. For you have need of endurance, so that when you have done the will of God, you may receive what is promised. And then in the next chapter, 11, verse 6, it says, and without faith, it is impossible to please him. For whoever would draw near to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him. I hadn't really paid attention to that last phrase. I always have believed, we need faith in the Lord. It's our trust in him that pleases him. But we have to believe that he's there. But this says he rewards those who seek him. He says, you need to believe that I'm going to reward you if you hold steadfast, if you hold steady, if you stand strong. You will receive a reward. Will you believe that? And so as I just pondered that and prayed about it, I just began writing. And here's what I wrote. Whatever hardship, pain, or trauma we go through, God uses it as an investment into our future. We must remember that the larger the call and mission, the more weight there must be in the preparation. And I had to think, he took 33 years to prepare his son for 3. For 3 years of ministry, it took 33 years to prepare him. Well, 30, I guess. The more significant the call, the more testing and proving there must be in order to prepare the vessel for its ultimate purpose. This is the hope that we have when we feel like we've gone through long seasons of hardship. Many who have been walking through hard times these past few years have been in a season of preparation. He does not ask us to endure without cause. It is always unto something greater. As our faith is being perfected, he has been preparing us for kingdom exploits that have been determined from the very beginning of time. But it has required us to change. And even now, he is speaking to his people as we ponder what lies ahead. And here's what I heard the Spirit of the Lord say. The way things have been done need to change. You can no longer walk as in days past. Are you paying attention to the lessons I'm trying to teach you? Are you making the adjustments needed to engage in the massive transformations about to occur? New systems are being created. Are you adjusting to the upgrades? New wineskins are being formed. Are you allowing me to stretch you? New leadership is emerging. Are you recognizing my anointing? New alignments are being created. Are you leaving the familiar and embracing the new? That which lies ahead has never been done before, has never been seen before. Do not limit my workings to a presidential election or a judgment on witchcraft in high places. Do not limit my power to overturning corruption or vindicating the accused. Though these will be necessary components in my dealings, my gaze is fixed beyond these markers. What I have purposed to do will be groundbreaking, mind-blowing, life-altering. Until now, you have not had the capacity to imagine or even believe for the things about to take place. You have been hypnotized and immobilized by the enemy for decades. It has taken these past several years to break the spell and get your attention. At times, I've even put you in stealth mode in order to secretly lead you past the enemy's camp to give you a glimpse of the promised territory ahead. Much of what I have been accomplishing has been undetected on purpose. The enemy would have you believe that the tests and trials have worn you down and rendered you useless. But the opposite is true, and he knows it. As you have stood in faith and refused to bow to the pressure, I have been quietly reinforcing your faith and strengthening your foundations. I've been fortifying your resolve to not only outlast him, but to take home the spoils. Do not pay attention to falsified reports or projected timelines concerning the days ahead. No one holds the future but me. I alone hold the keys to the doors of destiny, and I alone will open and close them as I will. Even now, I am raising my hand to a lock and preparing to turn the key. To those who have felt taken out or sidelined in these battles for truth and justice, do not acquiesce and do not give up. The adversary has no authority to strip you of your rank, assignment, or mission. He can never take that which I have freely given unless you allow it. The only way for him to win is if you agree with him. My word never changes, and my purposes never wane just because the morning star panics and pounces. He is weaker than you think and knows of your capacity to defeat him with but one word from my mouth. Stand in agreement with my words, and the enemy loses all power and influence over your soul and mind. But be forewarned. The demon of fear continues to crouch at your door, and you must not give in. He knows your weakness and seeks a foothold in your house. Do not let him outwit you again and fall into his trap. I am your healer, your redeemer, and sure defense. Trust in me, and I will never let you down. Recognize my workings. I have been correcting your course. I have been strengthening my body for the heavy lifting to come. We have been taking out giants and are about to overwhelm our enemies with an unseen force that has been preparing in the shadows. Your time in the desert has not weakened you or disqualified you for greatness. On the contrary, it is the humble in heart and those obedient to my voice who will yield the greatest authority and demonstrate the greatest power of my kingdom in the days to come. Watch and look. As the new year dawns, know that surprises will come and unexpected plot twists will appear. Recompense is but a foretaste of the rewards to come. The enemies of God will be outdone by my hand, and the faithful will rise in my glory. The thief has been caught, and payback time is coming. I think that's a pretty good word. Payback time is coming. The reward, the faithful will receive a just reward. That's his promise. And it's standing on his word. standing on what he has determined from the very beginning. And it goes to our trust in him, our yielding to him, adjusting to the changes. I heard a couple of days ago, course corrections, be ready and continually yield to that. He reminded me of one of the hardest times in my journey this past year when I was literally gripped physically with the spirit of fear. This is why he's speaking to this spirit of fear. We have to be aware of how the enemy tries to come at us. If he can't win in one area, he will double back and camouflage himself as something else. But if it makes you fearful, it's the enemy. It's never God. The enemy is he's trying to get many in his grip of fear. And at that time when I felt that earlier this year, I'd never felt it physically, literally, like he was trying to grab a hold of me and smother me and take me out. And I called my prayer warriors to pray for me. I called our elder team and had them intercede. I knew I needed a fresh revelation of his truth, and he gave it within an hour. I had a revelation. Because see, the lie was the enemy wants to make us feel like we're trapped and there's no way out. He wants to keep us in a state of hopelessness. And when we recognize God uses everything, the enemy does not have authority over us, only that which we give him. And as we focus our gaze and our thoughts, our mind on him, that he is greater, his grace is greater, his power is greater, he will never leave us. He won't let the enemy take us out. So we need to stand and be prepared. You know, he's saying there's a lot of changes to come. And I believe that there's going to be unexpected things in 2024. I believe we're going to see a lot. If there's been exposures now, I think there's going to be much more in the next year to come. Because all of what we've been going through, it is unto his glory being revealed.